I say this every single time, but like I literally was just like preparing to record, booting up everything, and then I boot up the game, and then all of a sudden it goes this crazy music right in your face once again, like it was last time. We ended on this, so of course it's gonna happen this way. But like it's crazy how your turn to die can just drag you back into the environment of the game so quickly. Hello baby gangsters, this is Calvin, also known as Romer, and this is my first ever playthrough of Your Turn to Die. We have a lot of people talking here today. I think it's everyone, right? Yeah, it's everybody. Everybody is involved with this. So let's talk. We'll go from so to like left to right this time. I was on the laptop in the winner's room the whole time. Will you believe that? There was also a ring-up box right in front of me. Huh. What do you think, Miss Sarah? I can't take So's claim seriously. Did anybody see what the three were doing? If only I hadn't passed out. Kana wasn't really doing anything, just wandering absent-mindedly. Kana, why aren't you speaking? I guess questioner? Yeah? Are you hiding something, Kana? Come to think of it, I feel like you were the only one who I didn't see around then. Really, where were you? I mean, I was looking for something I dropped. Something she dropped? Okay. We have to determine the base, based on So, Kana, and Nao's actions at the time of the 5th trade. Your friendly policeman was shoving aside rubble. I didn't know a thing. We did see him doing that at that point, I guess. I was searching all by myself to see if there were any other exits, meow. I didn't see any of those trees. Sorry, Wolf, it's okay. Don't worry about it. Come to think of it, didn't you tell me you found something while searching? Wait, there was a smartphone. Do you think it's Kana's smartphone? Or the phone she found? Wouldn't even make calls. It was useless for escape, meow. Wait, do you think that's the case? She dropped a smartphone and that's her smartphone? Possibly? That's so bad with the... Again, because I use controller because it's comfortable, but then like at that point it's not comfortable, you know? Yeah. Kana, was it a smartphone you lost? How did you know? Sure enough. Oh, yes. Of course, I nearly forgot because I was like, a smartphone. I didn't even think of that last time we dropped a smartphone. Technically, Kana did have a smartphone. I bet it's the same smartphone I found in Kana's first trial room. Tell me, where did you pick that up? It was, ways down the stairs, meow. How clumsy. She might have just dropped it while we were all climbing the stairs, surely. Are you protecting Kana? I see. That's not it. Would he be protecting... Again, we thought that maybe he, like, actually... Whatchamacallit? He actually did, like... You know, he seemed like, in a way, he was trying to... Like, he didn't seem like he totally meant what he was saying. Should we say that's not it? Just so we can expand more, that's not it? Again, Ace Attorney brain. Just pick up whatever we can. Think back for me. When we were climbing the stairs, So and Kana were walking in front. If she had dropped a phone, then everyone would have noticed. In short, this was only dropped after we climbed up to the exit. What's so interesting about this too as well is that with this phone, we knew she had a phone. So knew she had a phone. So her having the phone, it shouldn't be an actual issue, but now it's turning into an issue. It means there's something deeper going on here. Kana dropped it while descending the stairs. What did she descend for? Why did you try to hide this, Kana? Because... Big Sarah, there's a message on this phone. Wait, what? That's what Kana's sister... Wait, what? Oh, did she write this herself in the notes app? Oh, thank you, I love you, sister. Now it's Kana's turn to protect her big sister. Because that's what Kana can atone. Oh my god. Oh my god. Wait. I need to see the trades again. Does Kana have the sacrifice? I love you, sister. Now it's Kana's turn to protect her big sister. Because that's what Kana control. I think this has a deeper meaning to that. No, let me check the trades. This. Please give that back. Hold on, did you write this, Kana? But Kana's big sister's already... No, she means Sarah. Could it be the sister in this message is... No, yes! Sarah! Oh my god, did she give us... She traded the sacrifice card away from us. Does that mean she has the sacrifice card? We just found out who's the sacrifice card. Surely not. Is that right, Kana? Because she saw us as a big sister. She looked up to us. Your sister here is me. She gave us the sacrifice card. Did you think that's what happened? She traded us the sacrifice card? Yes. Oh, Kana. I know it's strange. But to Kana, you're... And she wanted to save Sarah that much. As we said, Sarah was like legitimately like this thing that was like almost like a healing salve for Kana in some ways. It wasn't fixing everything, but like you could see in Kana's eyes when she was with Sarah at those times when they were exploring and everything, there was a brightness in Kana's eyes again from being with Sarah. And that's what is so heartbreaking is that like she legitimately thought that Sarah wouldn't like her anymore because of the moment where she thought she betrayed Sarah, but in the end it's like Sarah wasn't going to see her that way whatsoever. And if you think of that psychologically as well, she believes she betrayed her sister by not keeping her alive, right, in the trials. And then you go to this happening here as well where she then feels like, oh my god, I betrayed my newer version of what I see my sister as well. So imagine what that would have been playing on in her mind. Not only did she still feel like she betrayed her sister and let her die, which she didn't, that wasn't her fault, but then she also felt like she betrayed her newer sister as well. Yes, that's so heartbreaking, man. It's so heartbreaking. Hey, Kana. Was it you who traded away Sarah's sacrifice? Now, she might have the sacrifice because they found out you can trade it to other people, right? If you like, as well. That's what we established, in a way. To avoid using the ring-up box in the winner's room, you return to the third floor to trade. Hey, now. You're talking like Kana's. Are you saying she took the sacrifice to protect Tara? She already took the sacrifice or she gave it to someone else because they established you can give it to someone else, but would she know about that? That's so. It's inconceivable. I don't want to conceive of it. Deny it, Kana, because if that's the case, if she has the sacrifice card, Kana is legitimately dead. There's no way around it. She's gone. If she does have the sacrifice card and she doesn't deny this right now, Kana is dead. She is the one who's not one of the people that's dying. What wordless reasoning? That's all a load of... No, it's all correct. Oh, Kana... Oh. Because if Kana has a sacrifice card, that means we can't vote for her, which means whoever else dies will die with Kana no matter what. You idiot, don't say anything! Kana did the trade. That's so brutal if that's the case. And I say if that's the case only just because, like, right, this game has done twists upon twists before, but, like, why would she lie about this? Oh, this music as well. She won't hide the truth. Oh, no. It's just my luck that I would vow to protect Kana at the start of this game. And she would be the one that ended up trying protecting us. Kana so seems genuinely upset here. Genuinely upset that she would even bring this up. And put herself up for this matter here too. Like, because again, she will die. No matter what, she is dead. Unless we choose her to vote for her, but we're not going to vote for her, right? We can't. That's so freaking difficult, man. It's so hard. The one of the characters I literally vowed to protect. And she ended up protecting us. She took the sacrifice herself. That's so brutal. It's just the worst outcome. Like, the thing is, you know what's so crazy about this? Because this cast of characters, like, is so tight now, and we don't have, like, the proverbial, like, sacrificial lamb of Kai at the first round where we thought he was a stalker, this was never going to be easy. It wasn't easy the first round. It's not easy. It's even harder now. Self-sacrifice? Kana, this is breaking my freaking heart. So you caught him at some point, didn't you? So I wonder if he legitimately was trying to protect Kana and trying to get her to be voted by saying she's the most useless, saying she's expendable, drawing suspicion towards her as well. I kind of got that idea that maybe what he was doing at the start. That's why you're trying to move votes towards Kana. Shut up. Since there was no other way for Kana to survive. Ah! Please wait. She wants to say something else. So you think with him doing that, I'm like, you could say like there's two things here. He wanted Kana to pick him, but in the end, I genuinely think there's a chance that Kana would pick Sarah. You know? Or it's a situation where So legitimately was like, you know, working with Kana up to this point as well, and probably felt like he didn't want her to die as well. We listen carefully to what Kana has to say, of course. Of course. This I have such a sick feeling in my stomach, man. It's so sickening. Here we go. With the 5th trade, Kana switched to card with Sarah's card. Oh. Oh. Okay. Just to look at this really quickly then we're looking at all this stuff here, what they're saying. They didn't establish it yet that that's what happened, right? They didn't establish it yet. Yeah, so okay, so they didn't establish it yet. Let's extract. With the 5th trade, Kana switched to card and Sarah's card. Once she knew escape wasn't possible anymore, she had no idea what to do. Then she looked at the phone. Seeing her sister's words calmed her heart. And she came to despise herself for not being able to do anything. Oh, that hurts so freaking bad. The fact that like they feel like they're almost wasting their time, not their time here, but like they're almost like there's characters that feel like they're worthless because they're not doing as much as other characters. You're all victims of kidnapping. This whole time, Kana just kept betraying. Oh yeah, that's what she was feeling as well. Because again, she lied in the first round and she lied again in the second round. Or at least I don't know if you call it a lie, but it was more a case of just like she went against Sarah and went with So's trade. Her sister, the other sister, no, don't look at, do not look at it like that. She doesn't feel that So had sent a sacrifice to Sarah. Again, she's so bright and so smart, but please never think like that. Oh, I betrayed my sister. Again, that's why I knew she was feeling that way, but don't ever feel that way. Kana doesn't get complicated trade talks. She can't even reason out who gave who what. Even so, she was certain of just one thing. Because Sarah's so kind, she couldn't trade the sacrifice to... Oh my god, man. Her love for her new, like, sister is what made her do this trade. Because she felt as though that, like, Sarah could never do it. Because how... Again, it's one of those things... Not only didn't have the coins, like, you couldn't put that on anybody. Kana. Oh, what a... She's such a saint and a half. I don't care if she had all this like manipulative stuff and the betrayals or whatever like that. Like that does not matter one iota to me in this moment here. Kana. She didn't want to let Sarah die. Oh, it's just, as I said, the way to just like describe this feeling right now is like cold, and I've like in the pit of my stomach I feel like it's like sick. And also, she didn't want to make So a murderer. Oh my god, are you just the sweetest angel in the freaking world? What the hell? She didn't want to because she felt if So did this, then he would technically be murdering Sarah. That seemed more painful than her own death. So she traded her commoner for Sarah's sacrifice, and she said she said it would be more painful to know that So was alive and a murderer, and that Sarah was dead. Her care for both these characters is what led her to believe that it would be more painful to have that happen and know that happened than actually die. What the freaking hell, man? Kana. But... the card she received was a commoner. Wait. How does that... How? What? How? Oh my freaking god. She's not the sacrifice. She's not the sacrifice. Oh my god. This game is the definition of just when you think you have all the answers, they change the questions themselves. What the hell? The sickness went from a fire in my stomach. What the freaking hell? This beautiful moment where Kana Jenny was trying to do something for So and Sarah, getting in between their little rivalry they have, the one-sided rivalry they have, and being like, I don't want you to become a murderer. I don't want you to die. I'd rather die than let that happen to both of you. But in the end, she got a commoner. How does she even get a commoner? Kana doesn't understand either. She's sure she traded with Sarah, but it wasn't the sacrifice. How? Unthinkable. What is Kana saying? It's all true. Please believe it. I don't know why I don't think she would lie at this point, because the whole part of her story is that she's sick of telling lies. She's sick of being manipulative. She's sick of tricking people. This means Kana's not going to die. Now, you could technically still choose her as the person to die as the commoner, but she doesn't have the thing over their head where like she's the sacrifice, right? Where she's going to die no matter what. Anyway, we just have to talk about Kana's statements. That is insane, man. What an emotional scene as well. An emotional scene that led to this moment of just like, what the hell? That's your turn to die in a nutshell. I can't believe Bucket Girl. She's lying to try to confuse us. I just don't. You can call me naive, but I think like she's gotten to a point in her story where like lying to Sarah genuinely tore her up to pieces. And I don't think she wants to do it again. Well, maybe Kana just messed up. She was trading with or something. Some unique situation that caused the role to just disappear. Is that possible? Because we had the sacrifice and we traded. You can't trust electronics for shit. The tablet errored and the trade got messed up. Don't tell me. I wonder if So hacked the roll cards themselves. Oh, we had a thought process about this. Remember, because he had the access to the thing on the computer? And he's not saying anything. I don't know what to believe. There's so many things going on at once. I can't see through the truth in their hearts right now. So we might just have to find the objective truth. The truth? Oh, here we go. It's one of those situations where it is like we talked about this, that So did have access to the stuff on the computer. I think we even mentioned that could be a possibility at some point. But I wasn't even thinking of it at that perspective, I guess. He's not going to say anything. So is hardly saying anything. I can't read his thoughts. Maybe Kana just messed up who she was trading with or something. I know how to ring up boxes. The ring up boxes work, but if you're just saying names into the receiver, there could be mistakes. And yet my sacrifice definitely moved. Oh, sorry, my sacrifice definitely moved. If it ain't Kana's mistake, then maybe the Floor Master purposely changed the destination, something like that. I don't know if they would, right? I think that defeats the purpose of their game. Gosh, you changed the trade? Come to think. Wasn't Mighty talk about some Oh, Kotaro. Some transgression Goshu just made just before the main game. Kotaro, you're not wrong. I was thinking he wouldn't do that for the name of the game, but like, yeah. You are right in saying that. Some unique situation that caused the role to just disappear. Is that possible, I wonder? I do not know. Maybe the influence of So's hacking extended the role data or something? So some nice evidence would make that a whole lot more convincing. Too bad. That's the thing. We have like no like concrete evidence of that. Right? We have nothing. We have nothing to really prove that concretely. I can't believe Bucket Girl. She's lying to try and confuse us. I just don't think that's the case this time again. She's betraying us over and over. And again, from the perspective of a kid as well, it's like they're not going to understand Kana's resolve to want to tell the truth in the future, right? They're just going to know that she was a betrayer beforehand. I just think it's not wrong if somebody else was like, I don't want to trust Kana after everything that's happened, right? But I just think that she's in a different place now. She's even less trustworthy than the loader. Woof. Don't trust Bucket Girl, Big Sis Sarah. I don't see it that way either, again. I really don't. Don't tell me. I wonder if So hacked the roll cards themselves? This might be an absurd opinion, but So was spending his remaining time messing with the laptop in the winner's room, right? I wonder, did he hack the card dated then? Is that even possible? Because, I mean, there isn't anyone but So who could cause an not cause an irregularity, is there? Someone who could cause an irregularity? I know what they're doing here. Let's go. I know exactly what they're doing here. I know exactly what they're doing here. So we're going to store this statement. And then we're going to go with the transgression. Yep. Yep. Because they're saying that there's only one, who else could cause an irregularity? The person who's over the game, the floor master maybe. There was a possibility. Something separate from So's hacking. An irregularity that definitely occurred, the transgression. The transgression by Floor Master Goshu. Eh? Say what? Remember what Miley said before the main game? Goshu, are you listening? You've really gone to muck things up. You made a flagrant transgression, one that shakes the very core of the main game. And despite being such a huge transgression, it hasn't shown itself at all thus far. And now this illogical movement of cards that's tormenting us. Could this very issue be Gashu's transgression, like he changed something within the game? If we believe Kana, that's the only explanation. You're saying the Coot tampered with the card movement? But for the Floor Master, what would be the merit of doing that? I don't know. There is some merit. There's some merit. I don't know. I don't know right now. I do not know. I don't know. We don't know the Floor Master's goal. To flip that around, if there's some sort of merit, Gash should have a reason to meddle. My thought process is, right? If Sarah is important to this game, and in some ways, maybe like it's like they don't want her to like die, possibly, right? Because she's been mentioned several times now already, right? Across Kai's documents, that video we saw. Is there a possibility that like he wanted to take the sacrifice card away from Sarah to ensure that maybe she wouldn't die? Maybe. We might figure out who he moved the sacrifice to. Quite the off-mark inference. Is it all right for you to be using your time on this? Gashu. If you haven't engaged with any misconduct, then promise us. I know the Floor Master's code. If you can expose your transgression, this main game won't count. Wait, what? We demand a second attempt 24 hours later. The rules, yeah, the laws we saw. You just know everything, don't you? As to be expected of Miss Sarah Chidoween. And again, there it is, expected of us. You know what I mean? Like, we're the important ones. Promise or no promise, I will simply carry out my duty as per the code. Oh, you for real? With 24 hours, you can make another shot at escape. But are you certain? If you cannot prove it, you will only be losing time to spend on another reasoning. It's okay. This new possibility we spun. This theory wasn't being directed at Gashu. So, please tell the truth? Look at So's face. His eyes are so soft here. The other possibility that you did some sort of hacking to the roll card, So. If we know whether that claim is true or not, we can fight. An extra 24 hours could mean a lot, right? It could mean nothing, but it could mean a lot as well. Let's all combine forces to win an extension. Kana. Yes? You really don't have the sacrifice? Look at his face, man. The actual worry on his face. I know we can say, well, Calvin, you're going to fall for like whatever manipulation he has again. It's not that. It's that, again, he's such an interesting character that like you look at him sometimes and you're actually like, oh my God, he is like distraught. And I feel like sometimes you can't hide your feelings in that way, you know? It's okay. Kana really doesn't have the sacrifice. I see. I didn't access the roll cards. Oh my God, yes! Holy hell, it's so good. So did this, right? We now have confirmation that he was keeping things on the quiet for Kana's sake, so that in my view anyway. And then once he found out for sure that she didn't have the sacrifice card, he's like, yeah, here's the truth. I don't need to hide anything. Holy, with this music as well. Like, this is the reason why it's a big deal is because this is so full cooperation. You know what I mean? Oh, well, he's not revealing everything to us. This is so cooperating openly right in front of everybody with everybody. I didn't do any hacking to them. You know what I mean? It's such a huge moment. It's such a rare moment. It's never happened in these trials before that like we have like so openly be like, no, I didn't. And he joins forces with everyone else. Because sometimes it feels like with his old mentality, he's always like, feels like he's in a corner, like swinging a knife at everyone, you know, trying to protect himself in some ways, right? But this is like fully, he drops the knife, makes sure Kana is safe, comes into the fray and says, let's do this. You know, let's do this. And you can say, oh, Calvin, you're being naive about So again. I think there's facets to So's personality. I think he is a manipulator. I think he is a liar a lot of the times. But that doesn't change the fact that he also has real human emotions. Alright, let's quit deceiving each other. Let's work to expose Gashu's transgression. So that's huge. That's huge, So. And here's the thing, So I'm gonna choose to believe you. I'm gonna choose to believe you. Just what I wanted to hear. This is a turning point in our destiny. I probably can never reach if you're trapped by endless suspicion. Oh my God, breaking the game of trust. It's so cool. The game, not breaking the game of trust, winning the game of trust. Because the game was all about how we wouldn't trust each other and how trust became a commodity, right? And that's why this is such a powerful moment. Because, yes, Keiji and Kataru lied about their dealings with each other. Keiji lied to us. Kana Kana made a deal with So for the laptop. So lied about things as well in this whole case as well. There's so many things going back and forth with secrets throughout the whole trials in this game and the main game and the first game as well, right? And this whole chapter has been about the idea of trust is commodity. Your trust is going to break each other. Who can you trust? When can you trust them? Can I even trust this person that I trusted before? Betrayals, all this stuff. So to have the characters in this game where they were told where they were going to have fun with the fact that they were going to not trust each other, to have these characters finally not trust each other, but break the game of trust by being let's point all of our pirate there, guys. Point all of our discussions and extrapolations and all this stuff towards a different direction, not at each other, towards Gashu. The path of us all trusting each other and battling the kidnappers head on. Yes, Sarah, yes. Together we'll expose Gashu's misdeed. Love it, love it, love it. So well written. Oh, the color change. This is so sick. This is so sick. The change in music as well. I cannot stress enough how absolutely incredible it is in a game that they tried to pit us against each other so brutally, in a game of trust, and made trust a commodity and made us all fear each other and afraid of each other and not trust each other, to have a moment where we all come together to get 24 hours more of life is such an impressive and incredible moment. Incredible. Gosh, what's up the game for tampering with the trade? You think he had I'm buzzing right now. You think he had the sacrifice to go, do you think he had the sacrifice go to someone he wanted to kill? Or else you think there was somebody who, gosh, who didn't want to die? That's what I was thinking. This music's so sick. There's a hope to it even. Is there an answer in the clues we have left? There's a fundamental issue. Maybe the sacrifice wasn't actually sent to anybody? The sacrifice was taken out entirely? I mean, that could be a transgression as well, right? Right? So I guess we can... Gashu had something to gain from tampering with the trade. It's out there, but maybe in reality Gashu is an ally. He wanted us to just be exposed so we could put a stop to the main game. We heard that he was damaging the game, right? Is that too unthinkable? It's not dependent if you listen to Miley, right? 100% so. Or else you think there was somebody who Gashu didn't want to die? The person with the sacrifice is really likely to die. That's why Gashu meddled. I don't want them to die, so I'll move the sacrifice to somebody else. And I don't think this is unlikely. Who's them here? It's obvious. The person who normally ends up having the sacrifice. Kana. Or Sarah? Or Sarah? Is there an answer in the clues we have left? Out of all the evidence we've seen so far, is there anything related to this transgression? Is there, in our evidence? Is there something like that? I think there is. Do we just go Ace Attorney brain? If there is, I should show it to Kana. If there isn't, I should tell her there isn't. In terms of evidence? Let's read what she said. Let's says again. Is there an answer in the clues we have left? What do we have? So we already used the security footage. Tell you can use to check your roll card and find next to pass out a guitar in the rubber room. So we already used the tablets. Or we talked about the stun gun too? Didn't we use the stun gun as well? Yes, we used everything but the 4 papers, and we also used the victim video. Not that you can't use the same thing twice. So what is it? The 4 papers? Paper listing the participants in the death game. There are only 16 names here. Are we saying that... By the way, I said there is evidence because, again, I know people maybe get... I know, and actually, no one gets frustrated because I think a lot of you guys are Ace Attorney fans as well. It's very Ace Attorney brain to just be bluff as much as possible to get more information. There's only 16 names here. Out of, wasn't it 20? Is there a way you can read more of this? Because it's the only piece of evidence left, right? Is there a possibility that he could have transferred the sacrifice card? Because wasn't it, KG who said take it out of the game? Oh, he said maybe it wasn't actually sent to anybody. So maybe we could say that maybe it was like sent to one of the people who aren't on this list, maybe? We could try it. It's not gonna kill us. It doesn't seem to say anything. Okay. Wait, so then she said then she said we should say there isn't evidence then? Because she said there's no evidence, we should say there isn't. Okay, there isn't. No, none of the evidence. That's what I thought. We discussed all the evidence already. That's just some new evidence that hasn't come up in discussion. I don't see any leads. Some yet unused evidence. Wait, what? The only one is the 4 papers. Yeah, she said we discussed everything, but we couldn't have discussed this as well. Was that like a trigger point for this, maybe? Can we try it again? Was this a trigger point? Oh, that's weird. I mean, I get it. It's a trigger point. You know, like in a video game where like you can go to like a door of a castle that won't be open until you like kill the monster later on in the game. In this case, it's like they didn't accept this evidence that we thought that was the only evidence left. Because Kana has to say that it has to be evidence that we don't find, which, yeah, look, it's fine. It's not like I'm going to be like, what game? Why wouldn't you let me just do it? Like, I do think that, like, you know, trigger points are something that happens in any game. And also, I guess, canonically, it makes us, like, you know, reminded of the thing that was not yet shown or not yet used, right? Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal whatsoever. It looks kind of familiar. It's just like the torn up paper. I found this on the first floor, meow. Though, what use could this have? Why do you have that? Miley gave it to us. Miley gave that to us. So they're working a game man with each other. That sounds like something we're working a game man. That's another game, I think, working a game man. They're working a game man with each other. Cursor! Handling internal documents to participants. Internal documents? Gosh, what is this roster? Oh, he's all calm again as well. This is actually so interesting. We're going to find, maybe we'll find out. Oh, he said, what indeed? No, he's not going to tell us. Now we're going to find out more about this. He commented the fact that I don't know what this means. You did good, Sarah. Huh? Gosh, just made a slip of the tongue. You freaked him out. This is the first time we ever seen him shook like that. Whatever could you mean? Kai was a whole lot better at playing dumb, huh? Huh? What meaning could these papers have? I can't even guess. There's a value in solving this mystery. We ain't got time. Let's thoroughly talk out anything suspicious about this roster. I think I know what it is. I think I know what it is already. There are 4 bound sheets on 4 names in each sheet. Sides of our names, there are a bunch of names I've never even heard of. This roster doesn't seem to be sorted by name. I think I know what it is. Hold on a sec, there are participants whose names aren't on this, huh? A roster? It's reminding me of something, meow. If you want to look closer at the roster, tell Mr. Policeman, we'll look at it together. So, we can't look at it that way. So KG said we can look at it together if we look at it. Okay. If you want to look closer to the roster, tell Mr. Policeman we'll look at it together. Let's check it together, Sarah. What I'm thinking it is... No. Okay, I got it wrong. Because Kai's name isn't on here. I was thinking that's just because they have the same name, and in that moment, that character's gonna be like, "Oh, that's what it is," you know. But Kai's name isn't on it. Okay, I'm wrong. Okay, I thought it was gonna be like the same name thing. I guess we can view the sheets, I guess. Yeah, I'm okay with this. I think we'll talk to everybody then as well, because my idea definitely didn't come to fruition. I thought it was gonna be a thing where we're gonna be like, see, same name, you know, but it wasn't that whatsoever. Yeah, so okay, different ideas, just extract. Hold on a sec. There are participants whose names aren't on this, huh? Joe isn't on this either. He isn't. Okay, what are you trying to say? Sorry, no, an ill will meant. I'm just laying out the facts for some reason. Legitimately, that is such a big step for So to be like, sorry. You know, just in case he upsets Sarah. That's a huge step for him. Counting them now, there are four of us participants whose names aren't listed here. 4 of us? I think Now isn't on the list, right? The people not on the list, I believe it's Now, then Joe. Kai isn't on the list either. Should we, because remember, do you know how I know Now isn't on the list? I'll tell you how. Watch this now. Let's take a look at the list again. And you'll remember from a previous episode how I know how Now is on the list. Remember I thought that Naochi was Now? Because there was no other Now on the list, and I was like, is her full name Naochi? If you remember, like, back in her previous episode. I actually was like, is Naochi Now? Yeah, and we remember she wasn't on the list. Kai isn't on the list. So Now isn't on the list, Kai isn't on the list. Kitaro is. Thank God Shinsuke's on it. Or Shunsuke, I should say. Who else isn't on the list here out of all these characters? So let's go through the list of characters we have on the screen right now. So Alice is there, right? Yes. Gin is there. Yes. Kai isn't there. So Kai's one of them. Now isn't there. Reiko is there. So it's Kai and Now. Is So there? So is not there. So is another one. Kitaro is there, I believe, right? Yes, Kitaro is there. Kana is there. KG is 100% there, and Joe isn't there. So the 4 people that are not there are Joe, Now, Kai, and So. And are away from this list is the way I believe it, right? Yeah, that's why I'm seeing guys. Okay, fair enough. Let's go. Let's talk to everyone else. Besides our names, there's a bunch of names that I've never even heard. Kurumura, Hayasaka, Kinashi, Tsurugi, and tons of other peeps I don't know. Were these people who died in the first trial before they could meet us? That might be it. How many of these kidnappers gotta kill till they're satisfied? It is pretty brutal. It's so brutal. It's just horrible. It's legitimately just like freaking like horrific all the freaking time. Yeah, like even thinking about this, like people who aren't even here. Let's talk to Kana. There are 4 bound sheets and 4 names on each sheet. Who would have made this roster, I wonder? Probably Miley. It's what Gashu's reaction seems to indicate too, yeah. Oh my god, that's the most adorable one. Hey, there's no follow-up to these sheets? Follow-up? No, there wasn't anything else. Is that so? Sorry, it's okay. Gin? A roster is reminding me of something. Like what? Roster? I remember it now. The bar on the first floor. There was a list of names on the blackboard. There definitely was. Now that you mention it, that was a roster too, but I couldn't possibly recall everyone's name. I memorized it. Huh? Canned drink was, oh my god, Alice, Kai, Kazumi, Keiji, Shunsuke, So, Naochi, Mai, Megumi, Reiko, Kitaro, Meow. Canned drink, Anzu, Kana, Gin, Kugi, Sarah, Joe, Now, Hinako, Ranamaru. Woof. That's amazing, Gin. Easier than learning the prefectures of Japan. Oh my god, like, is that something you do in elementary school, I wonder? By the way, Big Sis Sarah, your roster it's missing names. Kai, So, Kugi, Joe, and Now. So it's missing 5 names. Right. Yep, 110%. So Kugi is the other one. This is important information. Was it useful? Always. You're useful just by being alive. You were special the moment you were born. So that reminds me of what like So was saying. There are 4 participants here whose names aren't listed here. Exactly 1 sheet's worth. So do we say who's not here on the list then? Let's talk about what Now has to say as well. This roster needs to be sorted by name. Look at this, the names are sorted by percentage. How creepy. What sort of statistic are these numbers supposed to represent? These numbers definitely stick out as odd. Might they hold the key to solving this? I think the first indication we have is like them talking about who's both Gin and So have talked about who is not on the list. Ah, sorry. I blame society for that, you know? Yeah, about people who are not on the list. What did you say? that there are 4 people's names missing here. I love the way they framed this, by the way. It's not just like sometimes us being like, you go against you, you against you. It's like, it's actually just us leading us to that, like gameplay wise. But in reality, So just heard Gin say something and was like, oh, what was that? That's interesting. Meow, Kai, So, Kugi, Joe, and now aren't listened here. That's 5. It is 5. It's not 4. Oh, that's what they were doing. Okay, yeah, 4 versus 5. 4 versus 5. I guess I miscounted. Sorry, it's okay. We're all in the same boat today. We're all in the same boat. Do we need to worry about little mistakes right now? That mistakes isn't just a trivial issue. Why did So get it wrong? That's what's... Oh, no. We were on the same page. Gosh, you're telling me I'm just dragged into this tech game. Okay, let's just... I don't want to just, like, start jumping on So again when we're all, like, united. So we're just gonna give everyone the benefit of the doubt still. Okay? That would be 20. There are 16 listed on the roster. Plus 5 who aren't listed. Doesn't that add up to 21? One too many. What's that mean, Meow? There are exactly 20 names on the blackboard, woof. Well, then let's compare the names on the paper roster with those on the blackboard. Where like this. The first 5 listed on the roster were Kai, So, Kugi, Joe, and Now. Let's remove those 5. On the first sheet, all 4 names are present. Okay, where are we going with this? On the second sheet, similarly, all 4 names are here. On the third sheet, this one too. And the fourth sheet, huh? Shin Sukumi? That's the only person not on the blackboard. What? We've derived a 21st person. Self-employed Shin Samuki. So who the hell is this? An unseen survivor. It's a participant who died unknown. An unseen survivor? One of us? Wait, one of us? Why one of us? An unseen survivor. When they say one of us, do they mean like one of us, like as one of those people who's supposed to be in the game, or do they mean literally one of us? And the two obviously participant who died unknown. We don't know that. Unseen survivor, I actually kind of like would lean towards that as well. So like we can try like unseen survivor and one of us. Like I don't think they're going to penalize us for that, right? No, surely someone did. Okay, would have been killed. That's true. Okay, yeah, that is true. Okay, so it is one of us. So because I was wondering, because like saying one of like legitimately one of us, or is it saying like just one person who's supposed to be a part of the game? Is it one of us? Let's come down. What does that mean exactly? An alias? If someone is using an alias, I see. Shin Sukumi is one of us. And they wrote their alias on the blackboard. Oh, wait. I get, okay, so one of us wrote their name on the blackboard. They changed their name from Shin Sukumi on the blackboard so that there wouldn't be any suspicions about their actual real name, and then started calling themselves by their alias. And that's why there's like an extra name on the list, but that name doesn't show up on the blackboard of all the names. Yes, okay. But then would that mean it's So? Because with So, he was the one who thought there was like he got the number wrong of the amount of people that were on the roster, right? He said 4, not 5. And then also as well, Alice earlier said they killed someone named So. Is it So? No way. Interesting if you followed that logic. Shin Sukumi has already been identified. Say what? Sarah, let's work this out. If all the names on the paper roster are real, there's someone whose real name hasn't been revealed. Someone not on the roster? Someone not on the blackboard? Someone not on the roster. It's not me. So someone not on the roster. Someone not on the blackboard. If all the names on the paper of the roster are real, which they are, There's someone whose real name hasn't been revealed. A name that's not on the roster. Which would be now Joe, So, Kai, Kugi. Right? So someone not on the roster. Someone who wasn't on the list. It's one of the people who's not on the paper. Kai, So, Kugi, Joe, or Now. Right you are. Alright, let's discuss those 5 names. Holy hell, I think it's So. Right? Because he's the one that got the number wrong. Alice said earlier that he freaking killed someone named So. Or there was a victim named So. Was it Alice who said that, or who said there was a victim named So? This is my real name. Professor Bishma always called me Miss Now. Remember, that is true. I'm using my real name too. It was written there at the prize exchange, right? Kugi is the name of Kana's sister. Oh, so yes, you're right. I almost forgot. Kugi is the name of your sister. If Big Bro Joe was using a fake name, Big Sis Sarah wouldn't figure out right away. Meow. That is, yes, 100%. So it's not Joe. Kai's name was on the laptop based on all the emails logs. It should be the real one. Yeah, so Kai is real too. So like for sure, Joe and Kai. If you want to check the roster, come tell policemen at any time. So for sure, it's not Joe, Kai, or it's not Joe or Kai. So it's left with So, Kana, and Sarah. Yeah. But I just think it's So. I genuinely think it's So. I think So is gone by the different name. So should we talk to So? Just with the getting the numbers wrong? Oh, KG's face has changed. Just for getting the numbers wrong, and then also the stuff with the dead person's name, right? All also being called So. There's something there with that as well. There's something there. Because we click this too. There it is. What's the matter, KG? Just impressed by how calmly he could lie. See, the problem was, right, we all got into this mode again where we were like kind of like all trusting each other, right? And we're going into this like thing here where we were like, you know, it was really united front, and it's still an amazing moment. It always will be. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, you know, that So intended to break the trust in this moment, right? Because I don't think this is what he intended. I don't think the name thing he thought was gonna come up here in this fashion, right? If you get what I'm saying. I think that whatever quote unquote lie he's saying, I don't think he thought it was going to apply to this round of trust, if that makes sense. And everyone has, as I said, everyone has their limitations, as I've said before, and I have to give everyone the same grace. You remember when KG wouldn't give us the answer of like what he, remember he was keeping something from us with the tokens, he wouldn't give us his tokens? I said the same thing, which is like, when it comes to people's past and something that's in their past or something that's very personal, maybe they don't want to give it up to us. This is one of those times though where we're like, just like we did with KG at the start of this, again, we treat everyone like as we you know, fairly as possible. Obviously, he didn't get special treatment, so was Kana, because I vowed to protect them. But we treat everyone as fairly as possible, and just the same way that I said to KG, you have to give us the answer. What happened with that girl? With this time too, we have to force the issue with So as well. We have to, you know. Lie. Recall the prize exchange. Huh? Remember, there were photos but no names in. Oh, I didn't even remember that. I did not even remember that. Was that right? I must have had it wrong. So this is what happens when you like get caught in kind of like a little bit of a lie. You have to make up more lies, right? And then those lies stop making sense. What exactly are you afraid of? That's the thing. And here's the thing, right? As we said, every single person in this room has something that they are afraid of when it comes to either their past, something that's happened to them, something that makes them feel shaky. KG, for example, 100% has a lot in his past. But there's something about this name that So is afraid of. Afraid. So is... You said to tell the truth, right? To defeat Gashu together, yeah. Will your allies try trusting us, So? I love KG saying this, by the way. It's like, what are you afraid of? Like, tell us. Let us know. Is it going to be that bad? And as I said, like, there's limits to everybody's trust, right? There is, 100%. No. Shinsukumi, oh my god. So is Shinsukumi, just saying it outright, by the way. I want to trust you all too. So, I want to trust you all too? Then trust us, please. But I. So, he's trying to say something. In that case, I'll draw it out. Okay, yep. Got the mouse out. I was prepared. It's right beside me this time. I was not going to make the same mistakes. It is a very like emotionally stressful moment, and for So to be like, I want to trust you guys. And here's the thing, I genuinely think that there is a thing, as I said, we talked about it at length last episode. I think that So, as I said, we can blame him for like manipulation, because again, you can't help how you feel towards something, right? If he's lying, if he's tricking stuff, he's throwing gasoline on fires. It's okay to be like, dude, this hurts me and I'm upset with you. You've done something that transgresses against me, right? In this moment, though, I do get the air. Maybe you can call me naive, whatever. Maybe he'll go back to like being kind of tricksy in the next time too as well. That's a possibility, right? 110%. Because again, your emotions don't change overnight, and your mental health issues don't just like cure overnight, and the way that you see the world and the way that you treat the world doesn't get cured overnight. You can't just take a pill and all of a sudden you're gonna be nice to everybody that you were cruel to before. You can't just take a pill and all of a sudden like the next day you're gonna be like, now I want to make it clear here, consult your doctor, because medication helps. But I'm saying in terms of like the real world issue of like the way So sees this stuff, it's not like he can just click his fingers and all of a sudden change his whole perspective on the universe, his whole perspective on Sarah, and his whole perspective on like trust and all this stuff. So I do think it's a situation where, yeah, he might go back to being a thorn in our side. He might go back to being a little bit of a liar and a manipulator, right? But I do believe in this moment that he genuinely does want to trust us. And he genuinely does want to like give his, himself to us. And the reason I say that is because I look back on this moment with Kana where he wouldn't give up the ghost until Kana assured him that she wasn't a sacrifice. When Gin was getting harassed by Gashu, he was the first to stand up and say, hey, let's move on, right? This is just what I've noticed. And that's not, again, as I'm saying, it's not me sitting here going like, I forgive every single thing So's ever said to me and done to me and done this. Because again, as I said, it's up to you as a human, and when someone does something wrong to you, you have to also understand that humans are going to be hurt, right? But we can also understand in this moment here, there's something that's blocking So's mind here, and I genuinely do think that he wants to give his trust to us. I genuinely think that he, like, a part of, like, him wanting to prove Sarah's bad is also, like, not. I think there's part of it to prove himself right and to prove his paranoia right, because sometimes we want to do that, right? We want to prove a paranoia right. But I think there's probably an element, too, where, like, if Sarah's not proven to be this... If Sarah's proven not to be this cold-blooded killer, then at least then he can make those steps, into his life then, into the future parts. Let's get this done here. I hope I'm making sense what I'm saying here. Yeah, here it is. Oh god, already. This is, oh my god. So way more like elusive than the other characters, right? For sure. It goes in a path. Oh, we definitely didn't get this one, guys. It didn't work. Can we go again? Can we go again? So should I save here just in case? God, it's very hard for me, man. It's very hard for me. I'm not good with this stuff. So if I go... Oh no, sorry, we have to... No, that's not what we have to do. We have to talk to... So again. It'd be cool if we could just retry right away, right? It'd be really cool if we could retry just right away. Okay. It's tough, man. It's tough. I'm already failing! Oh no, I failed this one for sure. Man, these are hard. Like if I have to turn on the auto clicker, like guys, I'm not, as you guys know, I'm not like proud with that stuff. You know what I mean? Oh no, sorry, Katara. I'm not proud when it comes to this stuff. You know what I mean? If I have to turn on auto clicker, we're turning on auto clicker. I'm just not used to clicking like this, man. If I had to click an A button, I'm all over this. We got it. 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 Lovely stuff. So this is the moment to reveal your true self. Oh, look at his face again. He does look tormented. He looks absolutely tormented by this. My real name is Shin Tsukumi, so he really just revealed it. So, I'm saying this with 100% sincerity. Whatever has happened here, we can work through this, alright? But I'm extremely proud that you took these steps, because this, especially with the pain and the lack of trust and the way that you see the world, this is a major step towards the future. It's a major step. I'll tell you everything, even the secret of that roster. You know about it, Meow? Yeah. Because that's exactly the same as what I got in my first... Whoa. What are you saying? Tell us, what the heck does this thing mean? Is the victory rates for participants of the... What? What? What do you mean victory rates? Those are everyone's chances of surviving the death game to the end. Their odds of winning. Wait, so it's like betting? Thomas, how would they figure that out? Wait, they tested with AIs? No. No, wait, is that what the thing we saw before? Remember the book, or what was it? Remember we saw when Soul was doing hacking? We saw them talking about like a 17-year-old girl named Sarah and all this. Did they put AI into like other games? Because the person who was like talking about this sounded like it was very real, right? They ran simulations of innumerable death games and done everything digitally. So that's why they think that's it. Their survival rates, man. They explained at horrible length to me how accurate this data was. And I saw my own percentage. See, oh, that would explain so freaking much. Also, Gin at 1.3 as well, but Shin Sumuki being at 0% explains the paranoia to a crazy degree. It explains the underhandedness to a crazy degree. This explains so freaking much. Because if this is the truth, right, and again, I say it's the truth because, again, it could be a lie, right? It could be. I'm not trying to distrust So now in this situation, but I think it's okay to be like, could be a lie. But if this is the truth, the reason this explains so much to me is because if I saw my name at 0.0%, and even though like you're not supposed to trust anything these guys in this whole place says, what's the first thing you're thinking? You mean I have the lowest chance of survival? You mean I'm the most likely to die? I have to do something. And I'm not, again, as I'm saying, as always, I'm not sitting here going like that excuses every single bit of manipulation that So did, because yeah, So did some stuff here that was like very, very mean at times, and at times very like it was trickery to the point that like it was like, you know, messing with people's minds at times. But I can look at this percentage and see Shin Samuki, and seeing himself go, I have to try tooth and nail to be the one that succeeds in this game no matter what. I can see it. I can see it. Certain death. That's what it is. It says certain death. That's what it says. It's certain death. I absolutely can't survive this death game. That's why I had to abandon myself. Oh, so he also... Okay, so it's... Okay, I was thinking that he looked at this. Maybe there's... Again, I'm not saying that's not what the case. Why he would manipulate things. But his idea of it is actually the idea that, like, he's like, I had to give up who I was. I had to become someone different. I don't want to die. I can't stop shaking. I'm going to be killed. Everyone will vote for me and kill me. This, again, he thought Sarah was out to get him. I don't want that. Hey. His own shadow. That's what we saw in the scene before. A shadow illuminated by light spoke to me. And him saying like everyone's out to get me, everyone's gonna vote to kill me. Is that also like coupled with the vision he had of Sarah trying to stab him? Like maybe that was a figurative representation of what he saw this whole place as being, like out to get him. Just a random question, but do you know what majority vote is? Oh my god, the freaking shadow from the start of the game. He talked to me and cornered me. Let's go. Oh my god, this image. It hurts. Stop. Strength in numbers. You're a helpless sheep who will get eaten by the strong. If you don't want to die, you change. I threw Shinsukumi away. So. When he said there's strength in numbers, is that what I was trying to say there? Which is the idea that like he did all this stuff, all this manipulation, changed his personality. What it seems like anyway, changed who he was, changed himself and his personality, manipulated people, got people on his side in order to manipulate the game so he wouldn't be the one who died in the end. That's what it screams to me when I look at this. Is that in that moment, he felt the need to change as quickly as possible. And while I said before that I think it's because he's looked at the percentage and said like, oh, I need to survive no matter what, I do think that like whilst like I wasn't completely on the right track, I do think it is that as well. Like mixed, that's why he's like had this vision of a shadow of himself asking him to change, asking to have strength in numbers. Is he saw this percentage and saw there was certain death, and then changed himself to so that he would then be a different person, it seems, in this game. I'm not saying that's exactly what happened, but the idea of change is mean you not just change your name, maybe but just you're changing yourself. There's strength in numbers. Is that why he was like making alliances and all this stuff too? But time has expired. We're voting? We're out of time. No way. Isn't there any time for voting right now? Hold on a sec. Our discussion. Do you guys get what I'm saying with So's personality before we go any further with this? I think that I'm not on the wrong track saying that you see that 0.0 percentage and like him aiming to change himself, making all these alliances, doing all these manipulations was a true effort in making sure that he didn't have certain death. He threw his old self away, gained alliances and joined with people. That's why he was so worried about the idea of like, why don't you believe me? Why don't you trust me? Why do you trust Sarah? This whole time, remember he's always like, why do you trust her? Why do you not believe in me? Because he saw strength in those numbers as well. At least that's what I'm seeing it as, anyway. Did you make any progress? It was all unrelated to my transgression. Revealing the truth of the roster, did you make any progress? Hey, so, you got any more info on this roster? If I did, I wouldn't hide it now. He is in desperate... Again, it's a world shattering. It's a glass shattering around you. It's a wall breaking down around you. This is going to make you really vulnerable. Sarah, is there any other evidence that proves his transgression? I have important evidence there isn't. So they told me last time that we're not supposed to bluff, right? Well, we can bluff. If that existed, it'd be long since presented. Is it hopeless? Maybe there's nothing else we can do. Oh my god, are you giving up, Sarah? I rewrote the blackboard and also... I destroyed my own monitor in the... Oh, yeah, that would make sense. I told you everything just like I swore. So please... Oh my god. Save me. Win us an extension, please. Huge. Huge. Of course I will. For So to extend his hand out for help. He's falling off the mountain, and for him to extend his hand out to the one person that he believed he couldn't trust in this entire world. The person he believed was a wolf in sheep's clothing. The glass shatters around him, the wall falls down, the vulnerability spews out, and he reaches out for the person that he thought was with the person that was going to kill him. This whole time. That is huge. I feel it. So's trust in me. I am not going to trample on this breakthrough for this character, because I'm saying this right now. All the stuff that he's done, all the lies that he's made, all the transgressions, all the stuff, right? If I can somehow make this lad not only survive, right, but also have a better perspective on life and a better perspective on Sarah going to the future, it will be the healthiest thing for this lad ever. Ever. And I would be over the freaking moon if we can save this guy in more ways than one. Not just his life, but his mind as well, his heart as well. I would be over the moon. I would be ecstatic. A real bond. A real bond. A real bond between Sarah and So, man. Who would have thought? Of course I will, So. He reaches out that hand. I grab it tightly. Pull him up off the mountain. I'll do it. No freaking problem. Holy hell, what a moment. What a freaking great moment. Sarah, it's her last chance. He was begging for help. He was begging for help. Doesn't matter what, find something connected to this transgression. Well, I'll think about it and win, meow. No slacking, loner. Yeah, I know. He's so desperate. He's such in a desperate state. Our discussion is definitely progressing. We unravel the mystery of this roster. Let's trust that the truth of this transgression lies beyond that answer. This is your final discussion. Use it meaningfully. If this is legit the final discussion, I will definitely probably end the video after this, but that means I'm guessing it's also the end of this chapter, right? After this, so we're gonna need some time to definitely unpack everything that's about to happen. Got it. This roster lists the chance to survive for the participants in the death game. They said they determine these chances of victory by running simulations with AIs, right? Is there something about these sheets we're still overlooking? There's only 16 names, makes you wonder, right? If So was an alias, that means there's actually 4 non-listed, right? Kai, Kugi, Joe, and Now are the 4 non in the roster, meow. Kinda curious how Sarah's chances of victories are the highest, huh? So, I'm gonna save the game here, we're gonna come back to this after this. This was an amazing moment and an amazing sequence of moments here. And I stand by what I said with So, and we're gonna talk about that here as well, because again, this is So's moment. This whole episode obviously was a crazy turn of events, and I think like one of the biggest moments here was, once again, it's So and Sarah's like relationship, which has always been the forefront of like this game's story, but in just different measures, right? It was always about like the paranoia it wasn't just paranoid at the start. At the start, we just thought like, oh, this dude just literally just like is a bit of a bastard, like what he's doing to Sarah all the time. Then it grew into like, I started noticing, I was like, oh, he genuinely believes what he's saying. He genuinely thinks that Sarah is a bad person. And then, once again, he's like, he can't be wrong. You see it in the games, and we saw it in the first game. He's like, why are you trusting her? Why not me? Right? And then we saw him make last efforts to put away Sarah. We saw him see that Sarah was actually like kind of like more trustworthy than he thought. And then in this moment here in the main game, all of that build up there to this point here, because we started to think to ourselves, he genuinely believed this, and we even thought that I still believe he was. I think he was reflecting his paranoia that he had for everyone out to get him in this game, and that 0.0% back onto the world. And it was in this game that everything changed, because I think the things that made it really important here, in my view, is that when he revealed his name to everybody, it wasn't out of a thing of like, the old So would have been like, hey, maybe not. But in this case, I think Keiji's saying, hey, trust us, we're your allies. Aren't we all doing trust right now? Let's do this. And then him, and I cannot stress enough how incredible the moment is, how absolutely incredible the moment is. This character who clearly has had a worldview that is so warped by that 0.0% that he became like an ultra victim of this game, in my view, right? And here's the thing, as I said, there might come a time where he might build those walls back up and try to become crafty again. As I always say, there might be some stuff he's lying about, always, like, but I'm here in this moment. This amazing moment was incredible for me. The walls came down, the vulnerable So came out, and the first thing he did was reach out for Sarah. Because I think that actually makes sense in a lot of ways too. You could say, well, he didn't like her up to this point, but I think like he didn't like her because he knew how, he knew that she, you know what it was as well? She had the highest percentage. He knew all along she had the highest percentage of survival. So he he in his mind, I think, saw the low percentage of his and the high percentage of Sarah and said, she has the most chance of technically killing me in a game. Technically, she would be the one to kill me because she has the most chance of killing me. So that's what he saw. That percentage of Sarah's that he saw in that list wasn't just like, oh, she's the most capable. It's she is the most likely to be the one that survives the longest while I'm the one who's going to die. And I think as well, there's probably a part of him when he saw the survival rate of Sarah, where he probably thought, there's no way someone can survive this game without being conniving, without being kind of like tricky and weird about things. I think he genuinely saw that. I think that's like what the really interesting thing is about this, that 1% changed his whole trajectory in this game forever. Forever. Because here's the thing, right? I know, like, it might seem like I don't think I do. I think you guys would say that I come at this from a perspective of, like, always trying to look at every single avenue and always trying to understand everyone's feelings all the time, 110%. With So, as I said, this isn't like some, like, big, like, forgiveness. It's an understanding of every single thing that happened, because it's one of those situations where, like, put yourself in So's shoes now in this point, right? I'm not saying that, again, I know, like, there's gonna be egg on my face, and if people know this, right, they're probably gonna be like, if, like, all of a sudden next round So goes, actually, my name is Jimmy Bobaboo. But I'm saying I only can go with what's right now, right? Always. I'm never gonna think about what's happening in the future because it hasn't happened. But if you put yourself in So's shoes, right, you see that you have the lowest chance of survival in this game. 0.0%. You have no chance of living in the eyes of the people who made this game through an AI system. And these AIs aren't just the AI we have in our world where it's like, you know, you ask like an AI a question. And I've seen people post about that like online where they're like, I asked the AI a question. They'll be like, hey, what is like the this and this and that? And then the AI goes, this is this and that. And then all they have to do to counter is they write back to the AI and they go, actually, I don't believe it is because I think this is better. And then they go, you know what? You're right. And so like it's like one of those things. It's not like that type of AI where you just like it's not ChatGPT. You know, it's not freaking like one of those bull crap apps or whatever. What it is like these like terrifying things. Not that AI isn't terrifying, it is terrifying. But it's like these terrifying like consciousnesses that are exactly like the people themselves. So this thing is like, you know, seems to be very like accurate. So you can imagine from the perspective of So, you're thinking to yourself, I am going to die unless I change something. And when I say change his personality, right, I don't know if he changed his personality. All I know is that this shadow appeared to him and said, you got to change. And there's strength in numbers. And I wonder if that's why he went off and they made all these alliances. I wonder if that's why he went off and like tried his best to like point out that Sarah's the bad one because she had the highest percentage. I wonder if that's what he saw in Sarah. Which led him to wanting to get rid of her. Again, as anything in life, as I say this about anything, if someone comes up to me and slaps me in the face, right, but they're going through something absolutely horrible, I can understand and be like, I get why you slapped me in the face. I understand what you're going through. But that doesn't change the fact that like I could also be like, well, F you, buddy, and not want to look at that person ever again and want to leave that person's side for slapping me in the face. I know that's not what happened here, but like as I'm saying, if Sarah still wanted to be like, in this moment, you still were really mean to me. And then like, well, because again, he was. But Sarah did, I believe, what I wanted to do in this moment here was that when he reached out that hand, she felt trust. She felt a bond. And what I saw was vulnerability. I saw someone terrified. I saw someone exposing a fear, and the fear was their own name. And again, as I said, I'm not looking towards the future because I don't even say this because I'm so paranoid about everything when it comes to this game sometimes because, like, I even said stuff with Kana. It's not just So. I remember when like Kana was like, yeah, like I wouldn't lie about this. I was like, I don't think she'd lie. And then I was like, well, it's your turn to die, so someone could be lying. You know what I mean? It could be like that. But we can only judge things as they are now, in this moment, in this space and time, in this place we are now, and that's the way I do things. Well, could I have egg on my face next episode? Sure, but then I'll just say, hey guys, I have egg on my face. I'll walk right in front of you and do a little strut. There's egg on my face, I'm not gonna sit here. I'm not gonna pretend I'm like some all-knowing deity. I'll stand up in front of you guys proudly with egg on my face, for sure. But I'm saying right now in this moment, this is how I feel, and I think it was an incredible moment. To have him ask Sarah for help is huge, because what that does is it shows that the person that he was most afraid of wasn't the person he was most afraid of. He saw her as a percentage number that he was most afraid of. The one most capable of surviving is also the one most capable of living while he dies. So he saw it as him as the most capable girl that could kill him. His percentage made him want to change his life. Sarah's percentage made him want to get her out of the way, so his percentage could mean as not as much, so his percentage could be higher, right? And I've said this all the time, man. Like, put yourself in their shoes. If I saw the 0.0 percentage, I think I would crack, man. I'd be like, what the hell? You mean I'm certain that I die every single time you run these extrapolations? I'm certain to die. I'd be like, dude, what do I do? I would break. The fact that he changed his name and did all this stuff, it's like, man, like, I kind of understand where you get a mental breakdown from that perspective. And that could possibly be it. The reason why he manipulated people, the reason why he lied about all this stuff was so he can make his percentage higher. He could try his best to survive whatever means possible. It would also explain why he was consistently, why he would stand up for people in some moments. Like that moment with Gin, I'll never forget, of course. But yeah, that's my thought process on this right now. I think it's an incredible moment. I think this moment of like vulnerability is so powerful, to reach your hand out to the person that you previously didn't trust. It's a huge moment. It's a huge moment. It's a huge moment. Really powerful moment as well. I did put the entire discussion on the so part here, to be honest, but I feel like it's one of those situations where like it's important to like, because this was the biggest moment of the game for me so far in terms of like gigantic changes in this world. I think it was a powerful moment, and for me, like, it stunned me in the moment, but it was also just like one of those things where like I was ready for it. I was so ready for it. I was so ready to be there. And again, it's one of those things where like, when I say So became a super victim of this, Miley knew what she was doing. Showing someone their 0.0 percentage changes your perspective of the entire game. She knew what she was doing. Just the same way you show someone a freaking 100% survival rate, it makes them casual. It makes them like, oh, okay, I'll survive. That's cool. Right? In some cases. Showing someone 0.0 survival rate. Yeah. And explaining it to So specifically, to the point that he would change his name to do this as well. There's also like moments here with So as well with the stuff with Kana, which was like really, really like important as well. And the thing I see with Kana that's like so important for me as well is the that's so important to me is like the moment where like he kind of looked to her and said, "Are you sure you don't have the sacrifice card?" And I do think that like, while the relationship definitely was built on like So was definitely being like, manipulative at times, 100%, 10%. I think in that moment he was just trying to make sure like, are you sure like you're good, right? And maybe I'm wrong in that. Maybe I'm too naive with that. But like, I think it was him being like, "Are you sure?" Okay, yeah, fine then, let's go. Let's work together. Because I think he was trying to. I think he thought Kana had the sacrifice card, and so when he was like, "Oh, she's the most useless," I think he was probably trying to lead people towards her to so she could maybe survive in that moment too, and probably because the thing is like, you could say, well, when he survived, I don't think he was guaranteed to survive that moment, right? Because I would say that there's a chance Kana would have chose Sarah because she was trying to protect her, which again, a huge moment for Kana as well. Which I love that moment of her, like, and it's heartbreaking, but it's beautiful at the same time too. She did everything in her power to protect both So and Sarah, so she does care about So. And I think it's probably the time tailing So, she probably became attached to him in like kind of like a very like, oh, this guy's broken kind of way. You know what I mean? I don't mean that as a bad thing. I hate the word broken sometimes because I feel like that's like kind of like overused and kind of horrible. But you know what I mean? It's like he's clearly not always up there. He's not right in his mind all the time. And I think with Kana, she was kind of like, I didn't want you to become a murderer, so, and I didn't want Sarah to die because, again, she saw Sarah as someone she could look up to. And it's so heartbreaking with Kana as well as a character because she believed that every single part of her game was about betrayal. She believed she betrayed her sister, which she didn't. She believed she betrayed So technically, because she was also like doing a few fibs in the first game too. She believed then she also betrayed Sarah by giving the laptop to So. In all, she believed that she wasn't like worthy of being like, you know, accepted by these characters. And then can you imagine how she felt, guys? I said this already in the game, but can you imagine how she felt? It wasn't only just like, oh, I want Sarah to trust me. Sarah doesn't like me. It's I betrayed my sister, now I betrayed the other girl who I see as my sister. That's what she was thinking. The one I see as my sister who's absolutely incredible, and now the other one I see as well is also someone I betrayed. It probably tore her up inside. So she tried to change it so she could trade a card for Sarah's card, but she ended up with the commoner card instead. And that's what we're believing that was Gash's transgression, because again, we don't understand how that happened here. And I love that they set up the seeds of like, as well as So possibly using the hacking stuff. But in reality, didn't happen at all. And I think it's super, super powerful. Like, because it's one of those things where like they could easily just set it up to be like, yeah, So did do all this hacking and stuff, but instead they set it up to have him be like, no, I didn't. To kind of subvert expectations in that sense as well. But yeah, the Kana moments were amazing in this game, in this episode. The So moment was absolutely incredible as well. All the moments with So were really incredible too. And like I said, like I will do my best here to save So. You know what I mean? Just like I said, I'd vow to save Kana. Just like I said, I'd vow to save Gin. He reached out his hand to me. And he gave me his most vulnerable look he's ever given me. He's given me part of his soul. And it's going to be very difficult now as well, because it's one of those situations where like we have... Well, it's him and Connor up at this chopping block, aren't they? So that's going to be like one of those things, what do I vote for now or KG? Like it's so difficult. It's so difficult to even think about, you know. It's really difficult to think about. Yeah, I just think it's a really powerful moment. I think it's so powerful to, like, the person you thought was going to kill you originally is actually the person that you actually trust now the most. Or you give your life to in some ways. Really powerful stuff. Yeah. Guys, yeah, obviously the stuff with So occupied, like, the discussion here because it was the biggest moments here, but I love all the revelations that we got here with the lists and, like, figuring out stuff with the list and going, like, oh, this person is on this list, this person is on this list. And it actually turned out to be, like, a really, really fun experience as well at the same time, too. A lot of crazy revelations with those lists, because again, it's one of those things where like it's one of my favorite things in the world that they do in these games, and in this game especially, is the wait what moment, the wait what, you know. And for me, it's like and whenever I'm editing, like I feel like whenever I'm listening in, I'm like, I think I say wait what, and then you heard it die so many times, and it's like it always feels like it's in the same tone of like wait what, huh. Every time I'm editing, you know. Well, actually, my favorite thing when I'm editing is when like a big moment happens in the game and like my voice will go like really high, and then I try to recreate that noise and it doesn't always work. I'm like, how did I do that in that moment? But yeah, it's one of those things where like it is a game full of twists and turns and so many changes and so many things that you never know what's going to happen, but it's always impressive and always incredible. The rivalry now turned relationship of trust between Sarah and So. One of the best written things, just from, and again, I'm going to end the video after this, but just from start to finish, the idea of So sees his number. He sees Sarah's number. He sees Sarah as someone that is capable of doing anything in this game. I'm not capable of doing anything. I changed my whole perspective, maybe change my my mentality, start doing manipulation, start lying to people, start forming clubs and groups and all this stuff as well. Trying to get people not just to Sarah, trying to like, you know, actually get rid of Sarah. Manipulating everyone, joking with everyone, because I think Sarah's capable of doing that to me. She must be if she has a high percentage. Realizing she might not be that bad. Realizing Sarah's actually like helping out with all these people as well. Realizing that like in this moment that if we don't work together, we're gonna fail. Seeing him also like help everyone, like try to escape this place. Eventually realizing that like again in this moment at his most vulnerable, it's not that Sarah's most capability is that she's gonna kill me. Her capability means that she could save me. How interesting is that for like that point? Her capability doesn't mean she's gonna kill me. It means that same thing that I thought was going to kill me is the thing that could save me. Guys, if you want to see these videos early, you can see them on YouTube members or on Patreon for €1 or whatever it is in your currency. If you want to see your name go across into text credits, which is going by right now, that is €10 or whatever is in your currency on YouTube members and Patreon. And if you want your name read out at the end of every single video, that is €15. And that is the highest tier of both YouTube members and on Patreon at the same time as well. Thank you so much for always watching these videos, and thank you so much for supporting me, all my patrons. I want to say thank you to the patrons first, the highest tier, that being Ty-Pharaoh2, Jamie Bone, Johnny the Banana, The Ghost of Inazuma, Delicious Felix, Yuld, Anusa, Yassassin, True Peanut Butter, Peter Shelson, Leon, High Kasperian, Neo Showerite, Leo200, Malcolm Kunde, and at the highest tier of my YouTube members, Blasco and Lucinagi. See you guys soon. Bye-bye.